Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to another Black Library review, part 28, Genevieve Silver Nails, the fourth and last novel in Genevieve's appearance in the old world. I've done it! I finished it! And I must say, this is the Infinity Wars and Endgame of the Genevieve series. So this one was a wild ride. First of all, this is a great ending, and again, it is very visible. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but you can see that Kim Newman is a film critic, and everything that came before, like in the MCU, that is my most favorite comparison right now, is just a prelude to this fourth novel. Again, like with every other novel before, it is split in different short stories. It's basically another anthology. However, Genevieve's appearance is by far more than in any other novel. I dare to say that in Silver Nails, Genevieve has more screen time than in all three previous books combined. That says a lot. So every story in this novel is connected with each other. Some more, some less, but all in all, everything just is put into this bowl of stew and is put onto simmer until now. The first story in this novel is 1 year after Drachenfels. So Drachenfels is defeated, Genevieve is on her own for a while, and she meets a guy named Vukotic. So those two have some adventures with each other, and and no, that's not an innuendo, And the first stories are, these two are going on a small adventure. And after these stories, it goes back to Altdorf, back to Detlef, two of our main heroes in Beasts in Velvet. And I love those two. I was happy to see them back. And so they're again playing kind of Sherlock Holmes-like, are hunting another serial killer, or in this book Kim Newman calls it pattern killer. Maybe it's the real term, I don't know. I don't care right now. And all in all, in the background, there is talk of a family drama in the vampire bloodline, so we get to meet Genevieve's grandmother. We already met her in one of the previous novels, but it was just so, okay, we met her, they talked a little bit, and that was it. And here she plays a greater role. She talks about the vampire society and how she's 1100 something years old. She has seen so many things. And again, there is this film critic Kim Newman in there, because in Altdorf, whenever Filthy Harold, the hero in Beasts of Velvet, walks around, he meets so many people. One of them is Popeye. Maybe I'm too old for this, but it's the cartoon with the sailor who eats spinach, gets super strong, and punches people. And there is one depiction of a guy with swollen forearms and anchors tattooed on them, with green stuff hanging from his mouth, and Filthy Harold just say, "Oh, it's one of those sailors with the green vegetable addiction." It's so funny, I love it. And in another part, Missy, the grandmother of Genevieve, just tells Detlef, "Oh yeah, once I lay down for a century and I woke up and there was a temple built around me. Some dwarves worshipped me as a sleeping princess, and there has to be a prince who kisses me to wake me up. And it's just Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and of course she kills them all. And again, there is so many hints that Kim Newman loves Germany. First of all, there are so many hints at the Gebrüder Grimm stories, those bedtime stories for children, which Disney just converted into more family friendly stuff. So the Brothers Grimm, sorry, not Gebrüder. I don't know if this whole story is just aimed at a German audience, because these are usually bedtime stories for German children. Like when you're 4 or 5 years old, you're lying in bed, cuddled in, tucked in with your blankie, and your parents are just telling you a story about how children are throwing a witch into an oven and burning her alive. Good times. That's basically it. And even Kim Newman, and I love him for that, says in the fourth Genevieve book that every story needs at least one joke. Missy, again Genevieve's grandmother, tells that to Detlef for his next play, that every story needs a joke. I love it. So there's much anti-theological stuff again, the hunt for serial killers again, but in a very good way. There are so many references to old stories, to movies, cartoons again. There are so many references. I should have written them down, but I was grinning from ear to ear just reading those references for the movies and books and novels. I don't know. So much stuff. Great stuff. The absolute weird part is that this is a great ending for the whole series. But like with the MCU, you can enjoy this without having read or seen anything from before. So you can jump into Infinity War and then Endgame, and you can enjoy it as the story and the action fiasco that it is. But you have by far more entertainment from it when you have the whole stories from before. There is so much stuff, so much reoccurring characters. Also, Godric and Felix are back again, just for a short amount. In Beasts of Velvet, there was just, okay, they're gone. And here they at least talk to each other. So I'm pretty excited to read Skaven Slayer, but I have another book before that. So I love this ending. I really, really enjoyed it. Again, you can enjoy it. I totally get why people would say it's not good. There are just some jumbled stories. It's just an anthology. For me personally, it's not. This is one of the greater series which I have read. And this is kind of strange. I don't know why. This is not only my gut feeling. I spent many hours thinking about it. I haven't read or listened to anything since I finished this, and it's been more than a day. I don't know, the ending just blew me away. So, I mean, with that, not the ending of the fourth book, the whole ending of the saga. But we know that this is just Genevieve's last appearance in the old world. There is one small part in the end time stories, but I don't count that right now. But we know that she will be back in Age of Sigmar. I'm by far more excited for that. And just because of her appearance in Age of Sigmar is why I went back to those books. I love it. So, this is a very hard story arc to give a value to, because the taste for novels is, of course, in every person a very different kind. Usually this is not my kind of novel, not some anthologies packed into one, but the more and more I think about it, and again, MCU, there are stories which have nothing to do with each other, but in the grand scale, they do. And this is what I love the most about this. So from my scale, from burn it to devour it, I say read it if you are a horror fan. It's not as much horror as the novels which were released since Age of Sigmar and 8th edition 40k, but this is old horror. So if you're into Frankenstein, Dracula and the swords, this is totally yours. If you are into some stories which you can read and you do not want to commit into a full series, read this. If you're into vampires, devour it. Just as I've said, this has repercussions into Age of Sigmar because Genevieve is in Age of Sigmar. But for all the shortcomings, as much as I love this, this is not a 10 out of 10. No, don't get me wrong, it has its flaws, and in the end, for me, this is 8 out of 10 nails in my coffin. So what are your thoughts about this series? Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff because hitting buttons is fun. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!